welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing the story time that I was the side piece. So this actually, it has so many twists and turns to it, and at the end I somehow ended up getting back with my ex. This was just a crazy story. So this happened about 7-8 months ago. For the purpose of the video, the guy who was playing me, we're gonna call him D. Okay, so about exactly a year ago, D has tried to slide into my DMs and was like, oh, you look familiar, I know you from somewhere. But at the time I was in a relationship, so I wasn't really, feeling him, so I pretty much just was like, yeah, no, I don't know you, and just left it at that and didn't respond back to him. So then he had reached out to me again. So this time I was single, I wasn't necessarily single and ready to mingle, but I was single and looking for, people who could possibly make it to my hit list. So he slid in my DMs again with the same line, you look familiar. So I'm like, okay, trying to do the run through, because most people who say that I look familiar, they mostly just know me from school or something, which is weird because I've only gone to a couple schools. I went to elementary school, middle school, and then high school. I only went to 3 different schools, and obviously when I was younger I went to another school, but I've only gone to 3 main schools my entire life. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But so yeah, I did the typical run through, oh, did you see me at my job, did you see me at school, yada yada. So eventually that kind of was a dead end, because he ended up not knowing me for any of my past schools. It ended up being my current school, my high school, the one I graduated from. So he was like, oh, so I told him where I went to school, and he was like, oh, I had a friend who graduated from there. So his friend who had graduated from my high school was a senior when I was a freshman. So I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting, but I was like, okay, whatever, that's, I really didn't care that much. So then we start talking again, and we are just getting to know each other and stuff, just what's your name, age, all of that good stuff. So then I start going through his Instagram page because I started lurking, because I was actually kind of feeling him. He was studying pre-med, super buff, super fit, super kind, sweet, funny, so I'm like, how do you not have a girlfriend? I'm like, you too Mr. Perfect to not have a girl. So I did lurk through his page, and on his Instagram page, he actually only had it was 400 maybe people who he's following, only 100 and something followers. I went through all of his pictures. He didn't have that many. It was 7 pictures. I went through every single last one, because I was doing a little lurking thing, because when I first started talking to people, I lurk to see do you have a girlfriend, because that's actually happened a lot to me, where dudes did have girlfriends, and I was just well, and that's how I found their girlfriends, because I was lurking through their page, because they wouldn't post their girlfriend, but I would just go through their followers, and then once you go through enough followers, you find that the girlfriend, and you see the pictures, and you're just well, there's the girlfriend. So pretty much I did that, but I didn't find anything. So I put that to the side, I ignored it, I was just okay, whatever, don't care. So then we start talking some more, and as I'm going through his page, I'm like, he does look kind of familiar. So I ask him, I'm like, wait, so you say you know the dude who graduated from my school? I was like, does that mean that you would know this person? So the person who I named out was actually my ex's older cousin, because my ex's older cousin also knew the dude who had graduated from my school when I was a freshman, because they had went to school with each other. And he was like, yeah, we all 3 went to school with each other. So I was like, duh, that's where I know you from. It turns out that I had actually went to Buffalo Wild Wings with him, my ex-boyfriend, and my ex-boyfriend's cousin, and then D was there also. And this was just a one-time event, and I literally, I was just kind of there or whatever. It was kind of a boys' time out, and I was that girlfriend who was there for the food, nothing more, nothing less. So I really didn't talk to him, he didn't talk to me, because obviously I had a boyfriend and stuff, and so that's where we had pretty much just left it. And I was like, oh, that's where I know you from. So all of a sudden that was kind of a problem with me, because I was like, damn it, my ex, because the thing about I didn't want to be affiliated with my ex. I didn't want to have my ex involved in any of my business. I didn't want my ex to be in any of my relationships, so I was kind of irritated about that, but I was like, okay, whatever, it'll do, it's gonna work still. So then when we start talking some more, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I ask him, I'm like, so like, do you know my ex? You know, like, have you and my ex ever talked anytime besides, you know, the time when we had all went to go get wings together? And he was like, oh, I mean, like, I know your ex, he goes to school with me. But no, he was like, I pretty much only talk to him because he pretty much made it sound like my ex didn't have any friends at school. And so, like, out of a favor for the older cousin, he was hanging out with my ex. That's how he pretty much made it sound. And so I bought that because I'm stupid. So then we start, you know, we continue our talking and whatnot. And it was like 4 days had passed of us texting, FaceTime, phone calls. And then he just went MIA for a night. So it was like 5 p.m. and he didn't text me or anything until the next day at like 12 p.m. So like the next day at noon. So when he texted me, he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I left my phone in my friend's car and we had went to a party. So he claims that he went to a party that pretty much was in a completely different city. And the city is like literally like 2 hours away from where we are. So pretty much like it's 2 hours there, 2 hours back. So pretty much it was like a 4-hour trap. And he was like, oh, I left my phone there. So I'm like, okay, like that. It seemed a little suspicious and suspect to me, but I was like, okay, whatever. Like, we're gonna let it go because I didn't care that much. You know, we had just started talking. I didn't want any, you know, I didn't want to seem crazy. I couldn't find any proof of anything that he was doing. We weren't together. We were just in the talking stage. So it was pretty much a situationship. So I couldn't be like, oh, why were you at a party? Why didn't you have your, like, I couldn't trip over it because I wasn't his girl yet. So we're talking some more. He asked me out and I said yes, of course. You know, I was like, okay, cool, you know, I'm vibing with you. You're a cool dude. Like, he was cool. Like, he was pretty much everything that I could want in a guy. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I have a cold and I had to get some water because I'm doing too much talking and my throat started hurting. It's hot too. Stay fresh. Okay, so pretty much like I said, he asked me out and I was like, okay, cool, like, we're vibing. So we ended up meeting up with each other and we went to a park. And so when we were at the park, we started walking around. We walked around the park, I want to say like 3 times. I'm talking about like back and forth. Like, I mean, just talking. We were there for like a good 2 hours or so. It was honestly like a really perfect day. Like, it was good. Like, it was, nothing about it went wrong. It was perfect. You know, we were on the swing, slide, making jokes, talking about shoes, clothes, all of that. Everything, it was perfect. So then we went to go get some food. I just wanted some fries from McDonald's. And so I was taking on my card because I was like I was just gonna pay for my fries. Like, they're fries. They're like $2. He says, oh no, baby, like, don't ever disrespect me like that. I said, what you mean? He was like, when you're around me, like, you never gotta pull your card out. He was like, only broke boys will do that to their girls. He was like, when you're my girl, when you're around me, he was like, I'll pay for everything for you. I said, y'all, when I tell you when I put my card back into my purse so fast, I said, say less. I don't never turn down a free meal. Like, nope. I said, okay, say less. Like, here, boo, pay for it. You could get it all. You could buy me an ice cream cone while we at it. But no, I'm kidding. So yeah, but no, he paid for my food and stuff. And I was like, okay, what a gentleman. Like, okay, that's sweet or whatever. So we hung out, you know, perfect day. He texted me because I ended up going to work. He texted me right after we hung out. He goes, it was so amazing. You're so, like, you're just so perfect. And I'm like, you know, I got that sauce, you know. I'm like, that's how I am. But no. So I was like, okay, awesome. Like, he's really sweet. So I'm really vibing with him. So then it was like a week or so it passed. Everything was going perfect. And then my ex and I wouldn't say my ex and I were still in contact, but my ex and I were still, we were still like, we'll call each other every now and again, mostly arguments, but we would still talk. So pretty much, it was funny. So my ex, he was like, I thought that me and you were going to be like my friend D. So I said, My face, y'all. When I tell you I was on that phone, I looked at that phone. I said, huh? He said, if my friend D, he had a girlfriend of 2 years, or was it 4? It was 4 years. He was like, he's been with his girlfriend for 4 years, and he was like, that was supposed to be me and you. That's how we were supposed to be. So I'm over here just like, I was like, pause. What? Your friend D got a girl? Like what? And so I tell my ex, I was like, hold up. I was like, my phone. I think I said like my phone was breaking up or some lame excuse for me to get off the phone so I could call up D. I call up D. I said, why is my ex talking about you got a girl? He said, oh, he probably just has the story mixed up. He was like, oh, it's not like that. He was like, he probably just got it mixed up. So then I'm like, why would he get it mixed up? And he was like, oh wait. So D starts this lying stuff, which this was when I should have known that this was a red flag. Okay, like this should have been a red flag for me. But this is when D, he goes, oh wait, oh, your ex is right. He was like, I told him that I still had a girl. I said, why would you tell him that? He was like, oh, you know, just because I just, you know, like, I didn't know him, and so, you know, I just was like, yeah, I got a girl or whatever. So I was like, that's suspect. Like, why would you tell someone you have a girl when you don't? But I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, why would you lie and say that you're still with your ex? So he had told me about what happened with him and his ex. He had pretty much told me that him and his ex were dating for like 4 years. And then she went to college that was kind of far away, and they kind of had just like split. And I was just like, okay, like, and he was like, yeah, I don't talk to her. He was like, we're not cool, yada yada yada. And I was just like, shh, okay, don't care. The past is the past. And also he had also said that he had been single for like 2 years. It was a while. It was like he had been single for like a year or two. So that's also why I didn't care, because I was like, okay, like by that point, like you're definitely probably like over your ex or whatever. So when my ex says that he's claimed that D had told my ex that he still had a girl, I was like, that's really strange. But I was like, okay, whatever, like it doesn't matter. Like that's, I kind of had wanted to believe D because I didn't like my ex, and so I was like, okay, my ex probably just like making up some stuff. My ex is stupid, like it's whatever, like okay, like I was just, you know, like I just want to side with him over my ex. So then this is like, so mind y'all, like we just gonna keep tally. I'm probably just gonna keep tally. Obviously him disappear with his phone, that should have been a red flag. This definitely was a red flag, but I didn't want to see it as so. So then some more time moves on. We saw each other again. We went to the movies. So this is where I'm like, they're like, how? We went to the movies with each other, and we were literally, he was with me all day. Literally, like, he was with me all day. He picked me up from school at like 1, because I had like an early dismissal that day. We hung out. He literally took me to the movies late at night. We went to like a 10 o'clock showing or whatever. We were at the movies and out until like 1 something in the morning. So that's part of the reason why I again thought that there's no way that he could have a girlfriend, because he was out with me all day. Like, if you're in a relationship, like it's very hard for you to go MIA when you're in a relationship, because, or maybe it's just me, but when I'm dating someone, like, you're talking to me, like, you know, like, he wasn't on his phone either. That's another reason why I did not think that he could have been in a relationship, because if you're with me all day and you're not even checking your phone, that pretty much would mean that he was MIA on his girlfriend all day. So I'm like, there's no logical way that he could possibly have a girlfriend. Like, logically, I'm like, there's no way, like, he could have a girlfriend. So we're, again, another date, perfect, good time. He paid for my movie ticket, paid for the popcorn, paid for the food, snacks, all of that, paid for the food that we ate during the day. Perfect date. Like, again, A+. So then we ended up hanging out again, and like we hung out like a matter of like 5 times, I think, and all of which were perfect dates. Another one of the times when we ended up hanging out, it was kind of random, because I had to work, but I ended up not having a ride to work or from work to go home. And mind you, when I got off of work, it was like 9:10, okay? And he literally, like, and I wasn't even asking for a ride because I was just gonna Uber. And he was like, oh, I got you. And I was like, wait, what? He was like, I can pick you up. So that's another reason why I didn't think he had a girlfriend, because, like, to be able to just, like, come and pick me up on a whim like that, I was like, there's no way you could possibly have a girl, like, because you didn't, because even if he did, because in my head, I was like, okay, if he has a girl, he has a set schedule, then when he can be with her and when he can be with me. So that's why I was like, part of me, because I was like, okay, like, if there's no way he could have a girl, because obviously, like, him having to, because this wasn't planned for him to pick me up, so therefore it wouldn't have been in the schedule. So I was like, okay, so he wouldn't have, like, had it mapped out of how he could work this around his girl. But I guess with his girl being away at a different college that was like a couple hours away, I guess it worked out, but that's neither here nor there. So then pretty much he had another last red flag, which was he was really close to my ex. Because he told me, again, like I said, that pretty much the only reason why he hung out with my ex was for the older cousin. But he would post videos of my ex, and I was like, why are you posting videos with my ex? Like, why are you hanging out with him? So he ended up hanging out with my ex, and it kind of, like, lied to me about him and my ex's friendship. And I was just like, okay, like, I don't have time for that. So that's kind of like my 3 strikes you're out rule. And so he, like, irritated me with him being that close to my ex. So I started, like, I pretty much had, like, kicked him to the curb and kind of started, like, talking to other people. But I was still, like, mainly focused on him. But I had other side pieces, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a player. But anyways, so I was, like, kind of upset because he told me that he wasn't cool with my ex. But I'm like, here you are posting my ex. Like, here you are, you and my ex. Like, every other Snapchat's you and my ex. Like, y'all best friends. Like, you need to get it together. I told you to stop doing this. So then, this is where it all goes downhill. So, another time where me and my ex were in one of our arguments, he repeats the same thing. He goes, yeah, he's like, my friend D, he has a girlfriend, and he's been with her for 4 years. And so me and D, since I really didn't care that much about D anymore, I really didn't owe anything to D. I didn't really like D or my ex at this point, because I was like, D, the 3 strikes you're out. Like, you're kind of just, you're here. Like, you're my main boy toy right now. So I say to my ex, I say, what you mean? D has a girlfriend. He goes, yeah, D, he's been with his girlfriend for 4 years. I go, what do you mean? Like, you know, try to play dumb, kind of. My ex keeps repeating it. I'm like, you mean like he currently has a girlfriend? He's like, yes. And my ex-boyfriend, he's like, why are you so, like, concerned? I'm like, because D's been dating me. So my ex ends up flipping out because he pretty much just found out that his best friend was talking to his ex. So we all over here, like, played yourself. So then my ex is like, I don't believe you. I mean, I send my ex the pictures of me and D together. I send him the screenshots. I send him everything. Because I'm the screenshot queen. I had all the receipts. I sent everything. I was like, here, proof, facts. Yup, that's us. D been talking to me. So then I hit up D. I'm like, you got a girl. He's like, oh, how you find out? I'm like, what you mean how I find out? Like, boy, like, you could have just said this. And he's like, oh, well, okay, whatever. So I hang up, call my ex back, ask my ex again. I'm like, what the heck? Like, what's going on? And he's like, I'm about to hit him up. So my ex hits up D. He's like, why are you talking to my ex? D calls me then. Like, we're all pretty much 3. Like, we should have just been on a 3-way at this point. Because all 3 of us were, like, hitting each other up at different times. I'm over here, like, the middle of these 2. So then D's calling me. He's like, why would you tell him that about us? I'm like, you got a girlfriend. Click, calls my ex. I'm like, D's calling me, talking about something. Why did I tell you? He's like, hold on, I'm going to say something to him. They going back and forth. D's calling me. Like, we were all just going back and forth. He's like, my ex, why did you talk to him? You knew he was my friend. I'm like, pause. No, I didn't. He told me something different. Sent those screenshots. I'm like, this is what he told me about your connection with him. Like, get out my face. So pretty much we're all 3 just going back and forth over here, finding out that me and D have been talking. D has a girlfriend that's far, far, far away and somehow still in the picture. And then pretty much the last little just like to this is my ex was like, D said he was planning on marrying his girlfriend. I said marriage. I was like, but he's only like 19. My ex goes, no he isn't. I said, what do you mean no he isn't? He goes, he's 22. I was like, he's what? I was like, he's what? I was like, excuse me? Like, wait, what? I was like, when I say my entire face was just like, what? So pretty much that's how I ended up getting played. He lied about his age, all of that, all in one. And the only positive thing, I ended up getting back with my ex because of that scenario, but obviously, since I'm referring to him as my ex, clearly we broke up. But yeah, so that's the story time of how I was the full-blown side piece and was too stupid to even realize it. Thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little quick, short, little funny story. Yeah, don't make the dumb mistakes that I made. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.